Hey, y'all, welcome back to Right at the Wire. Well, hopefully you've had a chance to take a look at all the postings for the race replay analysis for each of the contenders for the Belmont. Now we're going to put it all together in just a summarization of how I think they stack up against each other leading up to the Belmont based upon their last race. So let's take a look at that. So here's how I think the contenders rank from 1 to 10 based upon their last race and coming into the Belmont. Number 10 is Il Miracolo. I don't think a one-turn mile allowance race really showed us a whole lot. I don't think we learned anything from him. He's proven that he's not really competitive amongst the better three-year-olds, and I don't think the last race gave us any indication that anything will be any different going into the Belmont. Number 9 is Red Route 1. He's probably going to get the same pace scenario that he had in the Preakness, and trying to get him more forwardly placed really didn't work out very well. So I think they're going to bring him back from the clouds and hope for the best. That's really all they can do. But you can't really like that Preakness the way he flattened out. Number 8 is Tapit Trice. That was a really disappointing Derby. Coming into the race, he was looking really good. The Bluegrass was an awesome effort, and to run a clunker like that in the Derby leaves a lot of doubt in my mind about the Belmont. It is a distance that's well suited for him, and he is by the Belmont sire Tapit, but that last race left a lot of question marks. Number 7 is Forte because he hasn't run in 10 weeks. He runs fresh off the bench. I think he'll factor. The Florida Derby is really all we have to base it on, and that was I thought a really nice effort. But you just have to wonder if they can keep him in peak form with all this time off. So that's really the big question mark there. Number 6 is Arcangelo. He ran a very nice Peter Pan, showed a lot of grit. I always like to see that, but it was a one-turn race, and we can't lose sight of that either. 2 turns, a mile and a half, big difference. Number 5 is Hit Show. He ran a nice Derby. There's no doubt about it. He always runs his race. He's an honest horse. The question is whether it's going to be good enough for the Belmont, and I think probably not, but he is a candidate to be under and factor in the exotics. Number 4 is Raised King. He gets a little nod over Hit Show. I think they're both sort of in the same boat. They're just a little bit of a cut below, but I really like that race Raised King put in the Derby, and I think it was deceptively good. He didn't have enough in the stretch. That's true. He did have to check when Disarm cut him off. So his momentum was interrupted somewhat. So he may have finished a little better than he did. But I thought it was a pretty good race. And, if he can build on it, again, he's one that could factor in the exotics. Tapit Shoes, I think, ran a really nice Bathhouse Row. He didn't get the nod. Red Route 1 caught him, but I think he's definitely headed in the right direction. Ran a really nice race, and he did have to battle in the stretch, and you always like to see that. Number 2 is National Treasure. Great effort in the Preakness. Whether or not that's going to be good enough to beat this field, I don't know. But you'd have to think that he's in really good form coming into this race after a really nice front-running effort in the Preakness. Number 1 is Angel of Empire. I've always liked this horse. I'm unabashed about it. He's been getting better with every race, and he ran a great Derby. I mean, he just was a little late to the dance. That's really all it came down to. He galloped out well. I think he's in top form. He always seems to fire fresh, and he's definitely going to like a mile and a half. So of all of them, I think he's coming in the best form. I know we're going to have some difference of opinion as far as the rankings go. And, trust your gut, of course, as always. But that's just based upon their last race performance as I see it, all of them coming into the Belmont. And so there's obviously a lot of other factors in choosing a winner and choosing who's going to compete in the race. And we'll be doing that with our elements of handicapping, form, class, speed, and pace. For those of you who are unfamiliar, we'll have those postings later this week, and I think you'll get a lot out of that. Of course, if you do like what you see here, please like and subscribe, and thanks for coming by. And I'll be talking to you very soon. So until then, be well.